We're back and having fun on this wonderful Monday morning here. And we're continuing with our Cup for a Cause segment. And as we normally deal with a number of different organizations, national organizations that do so much behind the scenes, this time around we're focusing on an individual because she's been doing so much work where autism is concerned. Of course, April was the month of autism, national awareness and international awareness for autism. We're going to speak to a young lady by the name of Megan Lee Waterman, and she's been doing some fantastic work, and she's going to be telling us about it here on A Cup of Juice. Morning, Megan. Thanks so much for joining us.
Hi, good morning, Joel.
Let me get from you first of all your connection to autism, because there's a direct connection with yourself and autism before we start talking about all the work that you've been doing.
Right. I kind of got into working with children with autism after doing a volunteer stint in South America a couple of years ago.
Right.
And I came back to Trinidad and began working with a special needs school. And I was given 5 wonderful boys, non-verbal, kind of severe with autism, and I just completely fell in love. So the love started in South America and continued to Trinidad. From working there, I then decided to pursue my master's in special education and recently returned with a focus on autism. And since then, it's just been a whirlwind.
Wow.
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow, wow. Can I offer you something to drink?
Sure.
Have something with me?
Some water would be great.
Some water?
Yes.
Just water?
Just water.
All
for
right,
now,
just
thanks.
water. We have some water for Megan. Let's get now, for folks maybe viewing and may not actually know what autism is, define it for us. Is it a disease? Define it as best as you can in the simplest way that you can.
It's a neurological condition, so it affects areas of the brain, and children or individuals with autism are affected in areas such as social understanding, social communication, social imagination, sensory processing. Issues may come into play there as well.
So it's mental, because I'm also trying to grapple into just making sure that I am also on the right track. Is it mental?
It is. It's neurological, so it's all. Thank you very much. Yes, it's all brain related, and basically, individuals' cognitive ability can be average to above intelligence.
Right.
It doesn't necessarily affect their cognitive ability, and it is a spectrum, so it ranges from mild to moderate to severe. And different areas are affected in the individual's life, namely social.
And children pick it up. So how would you, as a parent, be able to diagnose that your son, your daughter is autistic?
Right. Well, autism, you usually see the early intervention signs sort of by the age of like 18 months or so, when the child is not hitting developmental milestones. I mean, right now they're working on technology to diagnose from even before then. And usually your pediatrician should be able to diagnose. Some speech and language pathologists, if a child's late with communication aspects or just not speaking at all. Simple things like not making eye contact, not sharing the joy from a parent. Those are very early signs.
Right. So how? I mean, you're saying early signs, but parents really would need to kind of key in on that. How many signs you think are overlooked by parents now?
I think a lot. I think each child develops differently, and because it's a spectrum, no 2 cases are alike. But usually, if the parent is not getting that reciprocated sort of attention and that little extra from their child that you would expect from a baby, laughing at the same things, making the eye contact, seeking out that attention, that's usually one of the red flags early.
So a parent diagnoses that or recognizes and it's now diagnosed. What then? How can children, is it a panic mode? Can children live comfortably with it, lead a normal life? How do you chart the course from there?
Early intervention is usually key, and that is so that you can teach a child stuff that doesn't necessarily come natural to them. Social aspects, communication cues. Speech and language therapists play a great role in assisting communication, facilitating it. Occupational therapists help with a lot of sensory processing, and I focus on educational aspects. So I will see parents if they have a child who's diagnosed, and I will guide them on visual strategies, you know, emotional regulation strategies, things to facilitate more social communication, you know, that sort of thing.
So at this juncture, I'm supposing with April being the month of autism, are you in a position now where you are getting it out there? Because it's you alone. I know there's an autistic society in Trinidad and Tobago.
There is.
But in terms of the awareness of this, can I call it a disease?
Nope.
No, it's not a disease.
No,
it's a condition. It's a condition. So
yes.
so making parents more and more aware of it, especially locally here. How is that being treated right now?
I think the awareness is growing, definitely. The Autistic Society does a fantastic walk every year. They've been, you know, they do an Autism Awareness Day up at their place in Dabadie.
Right.
And there are more and more people who are becoming aware and really sort of striving. I decided to do a conference, which was put together quite quickly. Unfortunately, I think I should have planned it, you know, a little more to get some sponsorship. Right. But I did a conference, and I really wanted to highlight the resources available in Trinidad and Tobago. So aside from just alerting the public to autism awareness, just what we have in Trinidad and Tobago available to us in terms of different therapists, pediatricians, psychologists. We spoke about from diagnosis to the neuropsychological aspects of autism. Myself and another colleague, we spoke about approaches and interventions in terms of education. And then we had speech therapists and occupational therapists discuss the benefits of, you know, how that can all assist in raising a child with autism.
It's almost a team of specialists.
It is, it's definitely a team.
To be there. Yes. But it is, as I said, it is treatable. Can one, if a child is diagnosed, can that child get better?
Yes, a child can progress. Yeah. There's no cure, so to speak. Yeah. But a child can learn to deal with different characteristics that arise from autism. You know, learn social aspects, learn to efficiently communicate, learn to deal with sensory processing issues that they may have.
Yeah, so it's not going to panic mode and parents
I think
worried.
Yeah. I mean, I think there is the initial panic of, oh my gosh, you know, I've just gotten this diagnosis, where do I turn? Yeah. But really and truly, there's a lot more acceptance for autism worldwide, and I think Trinidad and Tobago is striving to reach that point. Yeah. So more awareness generally is the key.
But as you said, where do you turn if you recognize or sense something is wrong? Can you direct folks as to, because I know it's you're trying to do a lot on your own, but where can someone turn if it is a parent recognizes that, you know, they may feel that one of their children or a child is suffering?
I'm hoping to be the step after diagnosis.
Right.
So I actually currently have a private practice, and one of my colleagues downstairs, she's a neuropsychologist, so after diagnosis she may recommend they come to me. And I then hope to advise parents on different psychologists available, different pediatricians, different therapies available that they can turn to in terms of organizations or private clinicians. And I usually offer home and school visits to help with visual strategies and just general transactional support.
Right. Do you want to throw a number out there so if folks can contact you directly, so you want to throw a number out there?
Sure, my phone number.
Okay,
it's 299-4297.
299-4297. Right, we put that up on the screen. And Megan, the missing puzzle piece was the name of your symposium and conference that you had recently. Yes. We're going to see more of that as time goes along?
Definitely. I think it was a huge success. We did get the Ministry of Education being present. We had a lot of teachers and parents and just different therapists in the country. And it's something that I would like to see grow annually, you know, and really sort of make it a big awareness campaign every April, you know, and just proceeds from the conference of going towards sponsoring children with therapy. So really let that grow. Excellent.
Keep us informed. Informed as it goes along. We love to have you back as we make folks aware of this condition, autism. It's not the end of the world by any means. We take a short break here on A Cup of Joe. We're coming back. The home stretch is next.